24-hour News 8 political reporter and moderator of the debate, Rick Albin, back in studio tonight.
Yeah, Rick, let's talk about how tonight's debate relates to the primary race.
Well, I think it does in a lot of ways. We started out talking earlier this week, and the same is still true, that debates rarely dictate the outcome of an election. Wouldn't expect the ones that we hosted this week to break that mold, but it doesn't mean that they weren't important. Tonight, for example, these four candidates took to the stage and the airwaves to talk about one of the biggest potential pools of voters in the state. Now, numerically, of course, the Detroit market is bigger, but consider this. 2 open U.S. House seats in our immediate viewing area, no fewer than a dozen Republican challengers running in those 2 seats. That almost certainly means more turnout than a normal primary. Add to that open state Senate seats with some pretty good primaries there, and you have to think voter turnout will be up. All of that is to say that it would not be surprising to see West Michigan turn out a higher percentage of available voters than in other parts of the state. And tonight, these 4 candidates had a chance to speak directly to those potential voters. So I think this, like Monday's contest, was significant on that score, and because it was seen statewide on woodtv.com. There just aren't that many opportunities to see live debates on broadcast TV. The web's filling in that void in areas that won't get a debate. So I think they were both helpful to the voters, and after all, that's why we wanted to do them in the first place. It's a pretty big undertaking, get them both in 1 week, but we did, and I think for those voters who bothered to tune in, either on the web or on television, I think it'll be helpful.
Rick, let's talk a little bit about what happened on Monday compared to tonight. Not a lot of back and forth going on there.
Monday was a whole lot different debate, and you're exactly right. The fact is that there are 2 very different races going on, and that means that there were 2 pretty different debates. Democrats made their points a little more aggressively, but in that race you have a high number of undecided, and both candidates still trying to establish their identities. True enough, Andy Dillon is known by a lot of people, but many people don't know a lot about him. For the Republicans, it's more about outlining details between them. There are at least 3 state Senate races, 3 statewide races, 20 years in the U.S. House. So the races, consequently, and the debates are different, but I think both went a long way to help voters make a choice, and after all, that's what it is. It's Decision 2010, first in August, then in November. We're going to be there every step of the way, and oh, by the way, we'll be there in January when one of these folks, or perhaps somebody else, is the next governor of the state, and they have to tackle what is going to be another monumental budget crisis.
Yeah. Rick, great job this week. I know it was a long week, but very good job.
Well, I appreciate it.
Well worth it.
And these are good weeks for viewers because they get a lot of information out there.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Rick, thanks.
Thank you.